Hi everyone, how are you? It is Dr. Slickle, functional podiatrist, human movement specialist, here to answer the question, can I wear custom orthotics in my minimal shoes? I get asked this all the time. So if you have a client, patient, athlete, maybe you are wearing custom orthotics. Maybe you have to wear them because of your foot type. Maybe you have a history of plantar fasciitis. You're overcoming an injury. And maybe you are using them even on a temporary basis to put out some fires. And you are curious, can I wear them in my favorite minimal shoes? Well, the answer is yes. Yes, you can. Now, the reason why oftentimes podiatrists will recommend wearing supportive shoes with a stiff orthotic is because the structured shoe will give support to the orthotic. It has some stiffness in the bottom of structured shoes. There's stiff midsoles, there's counters. There are features that are going to just give a little bit of support to that stiff custom orthotic. Now, even though that's the scenario you ideally may be using custom orthotics in a structured shoe, doesn't mean that it is required. You can use custom orthotics in a minimal shoe. Now, this is going to be a lower profile. If I was trying to put this into a Vivo barefoot, it might not work that well. So you need to make sure that you are looking for certain features in a custom orthotic. When I make custom orthotics for patients, I always ask them, what shoes are you going to be using that custom orthotic in? If that patient says, I wear Vivo, Zero shoes, Feel Grounds, Flux, any brand that is out there that is a little bit more minimal, then I'll say, okay, I'm going to design a custom orthotic that is going to be a little bit more lower profile so that you can fit it into that custom or into that minimal shoe. So the features that you would want to ask for are going to be no post. You do not want a post such as this in a minimal shoe. So you would ask your podiatrist, whoever is making the orthotics, to not do a extrinsic post. You want to have a intrinsic post. So you would take this thick piece off and the control of the orthotic would be in the shell itself. You also want to add some control into the heel seat. Also, when I wear or use minimal shoes with custom orthotics, I do not do top covers. So you would want to have in your custom orthotic no top cover. So no top cover, you would have the orthotic be just the shell, or sometimes it can go to what's called the sulcus. Okay, so already we've got intrinsic posting, deeper heel seat, no top cover, just to the sulcus. So you're making a lower profile custom orthotic to be used in minimal shoes. Now, the other aspect of this is that if you have a stiff custom orthotic in a minimal shoe that is very flexible, what can happen is that there's nothing supporting this stiff shell. So you can potentially crack this. That's the one downside that I will tell my patients is if you are going to use your custom orthotics in your Vivo barefoots, totally fine. It is totally fine. You can wear orthotics in minimal shoes. However, if you potentially crack this, then I am sorry. I'm going to have to charge you $500 again to replace that custom orthotic. So just know that there is going to be that slight risk that you may crack the shell because the base of the minimal shoe is flexible and is not supporting that rigid orthotic. But again, it's totally fine. Now, instead of putting a custom orthotic into a minimal shoe, what I actually like to do is build up the inside of the shoe. So what I would rather do is add various paddings like a scaphoid pad, a heel pad, a metatarsal pad, and I put those directly into the minimal shoe. So I am now giving the control, not stiff control like a traditional supportive motion controlled shoe, but I'm bringing a little bit more flexible, friendly control to the foot in that minimal shoe environment. So we want to always think about what could be this little compromise that we could find with our clients, athletes, and patients so that they can get better foot control, especially if they need it, but understanding the reality of a minimal shoe. So to recap, big takeaway. Can you wear custom orthotics in a minimal shoe? Yes, you can. That custom orthotic has to be more low profile. Take away that extrinsic post. Take away that full length top cover. It needs to be a little bit lower profile. It goes right into that minimal shoe like any other shoe. Because it doesn't have the support coming from the shoe, you do run the risk of potentially cracking that shell. But if it was my foot, I would want no cushion and run the risk of potentially breaking that shell. It would be worth it, in my opinion, right? If you want to find just a little bit more control in a minimal shoe than what this provides, but you don't want to go all the way to a structured supportive motion controlled shoe, what you do is you add certain paddings to the minimal shoe, from a heel pad, an LA pad, a Met pad, and you make a little bit more control customized in your minimal shoes. I'm going to be doing videos all week talking about how to add some custom features into your minimal shoes to find you that perfect dialed in control that your foot needs. To learn more about functional feet, including footwear and orthotics, please visit dremilyspickle.com. Thank you all so much.